All right, so it looks like we have everything set up. So I'm going to show you guys how to fill out the RFC on the new ACES form. It's going to be pretty quick, pretty painless. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. And if you don't know me, my name's Tyler, but most of y'all have probably met me before. So yeah, no need for introductions here. So let's go ahead and get sharing the screen. Boom. All right. So first thing we're going to see is we're going to see the ACES homepage. And then we're going to want to go to academics. When we go down to academics, the first thing we're going to pull up is the class schedule for the semester that we're filling out on the request for certification. So as we can see right here, I have spring 25 open. Let's just go ahead and switch that over to fall 25. So that way we can pretend like I'm actually filling out, which I'll be doing later, but not just yet. So let's go ahead and click on the actual box itself. And it's going to generate all of the classes that I'm taking in the fall with all the information that I'm going to need. So I know that this is online. This is online, online, online. Cool. Okay, and it's also going to give us the code. So ACCT 2302. All this stuff is the stuff we're going to need for the RFC. And we already have all that good to go. Great. Then we're also going to want to go over here to this new tab that I already have open. You're going to want to open up two tabs, and you're going to have this one open right here. All you're going to want to do is put in alamo.edu/SPC/VA, and then you're going to know you're going to be in the right place when you see the American flag. You're going to want to go ahead and scroll down to request for certification, and you're going to click on it. And then it's going to bring you to the Guardian form where it's going to say VA enrollment certification request. So you know you're on the right form. Then you're going to go ahead and select your home school. In this instance, I'm here at SPC. And then you're going to want to just start filling out the form. And this right here is all part one. Part one ends at military status. Um, Normally, if we have people coming to the office, I'll tell them to fill out this little bar right here and then start working their way down until they get back to military status. And then I'll have them go ahead and call me back over so that way I can help them fill out parts 2 and 3. But right here, so then you would just put in your BIN ID, your email, first name, last name, all that good stuff. Um, so for a lot of people, this isn't going to be their first rodeo. So what they would do in that situation is they would put renewal. But if this is their absolute first time ever filling out this form, then you would put initial. Yeah. And then you find your degree information back over here. So we can actually just go back to the homepage and then click on degree progress right here. And so it's going to tell me that I am going for an Associate of Arts in Business Administration. You can also click on the GPS to get that information too. I'm not going to click on that because it actually has some private information that I just don't want to be sharing out to people. But that's how you would find that information if you were doing this for yourself. So I'm going to go back over here. Okay, so then, once we have all of part one filled out, first name, last name, birthday, all that good stuff, then we're going to want to go ahead and scroll down. And then it's going to start asking me, like, okay, well, what semester are you submitting for? So we're submitting for fall of 2025. And then it's going to give us the course information right here. And what I like to do is I like to uh, just go ahead and put all of the classes in the drop downs that I'm taking so we know that I'm taking 4. And then we're going to go back over here to the academics, and then we're going to click on classes. And then it's going to give me the info that I'm going to need to fill it out. So ACCT-2302, and then we're just going to put that in there. So ACCT-2302. And then we know that it's a full-term class because, yeah, so from the dates, you can tell. So from the beginning of the semester at the end of August to the middle of December, that's a 16-week class. So you kind of just have to go off the dates. And there are other ways to verify what kind of semester type they are, but we know that this is a fall 16, which is going to be right here. It's taught at St. Philip's, and then we know that it is online, but this is actually a hybrid class. I don't know why it says online, but whatever. Cool. And then you would just fill it out the exact same way. So we're going to go back to classes, DCIS-1305. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to type DCIS-1305. Cool. Yeah, and then we would just fill all of this class information out the exact same way that we filled out this one right here. So we can actually just go ahead and move on because I'm not going to fill out all the classes. There's no need to do that. And then we're going to get down to this question right here. It's going to ask me if I want to defer my tuition and fees. If you are submitting your RFC before the priority deadline, you're always going to want to have to say, no, there's no need to do that. But let's say that the semester has been going on for 2 months and you're just now doing this, then you're going to want to say yes, because the school is going to need to wait for the money that the VA is going to send or that you're going to pay. That's kind of depending on whatever benefit you're using. So it just kind of depends. But yeah, so then we're going to go forward, and now I'm actually going to tell, I'm going to tell the form, or I'm going to input on the form which benefit I'm using. So I'm using Chapter 33 right now. So I'm going to click this first drop down because the first like checklist is all of the federal benefits. The second one is all of the state benefits that I don't have the ability to use just yet. So I'm going to say that I'm using 33 because that's what I'm using. And then it's going to give you this list of all the federal benefits that are available. You're going to want to click on the one that applies to you. So if you're using 30, you're going to click 30. If you're using 31, click 30. And so, 31, you're going to click 31 and so on. So boom, 33. How much year 33? I have 100% of it. It was served 5 years. Awesome. So that's how much you put. Most people know their GI Bill percentage. If not, then you can always just flag down one of the work studies in the VA office, and we'll show you how to see how much of the GI Bill you have. But that's something that most people already know. But we're able to show you how much of it you have if you're just curious. Then you're going to want to scroll down, 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 down. And then right here, if you haven't already given the documents that the VA is going to need to certify the benefits, so let's say that I haven't ever given my 33 COE to one of the advisors here in the office. So I'm going to put this, but then at the very bottom here, I'm going to put my 33 COE right there. COE is certification of eligibility. I'll put that Bible right there, so that way the advisors know that I'm eligible for the benefit that I'm wanting to use. And you can most of the time ignore this unless the veteran sponsor is deceased. But in a lot of situations, that's not the case. Either the veteran using the benefit is themselves, or the veteran sponsor for the dependent is alive. So you can just leave that blank. And then you just want to put your name. I like to click signature by type because I am not good at drawing with a mouse. So I just type my name, save, and submit. And that's really about it. Yeah. There's really not that much else to it. You just put in all the information that's required. You drag any of the documents that we may not have available to us just yet. And then you hit save. And then you hit submit. And boom. We automatically get an email for every RFC that we get submitted to us. And yeah, that's how to do it. If you have any more questions, you can always just flag down one of the work studies in the office. But if you're doing this at home, you shouldn't have any other issues. And if you do, you can call us. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stop sharing, bring it back to me. Cool. And that's how you do it. Have a good day. And 1 second.